Is the Ninja SLUSHi Twist actually better than all other slushie machines on the market? Do you need one? Is it worth the price? And is this just a gimmick, or are they actually onto something? Well, we'll go over all of that today and more while I show you how to make the king of all 2-in-1 frozen cocktails, the Miami Vice. But first, let me point out that this video is not sponsored by Ninja, nor did they send me this machine. I bought this just like anyone else with my own money. It set me back about $400 plus tax, and at the time of me sharing this video, there are no affiliate links, and I'm just doing this from the goodness of my heart and that sweet, sweet YouTube ad revenue. Now, this is not my first Ninja SLUSHi. I picked up the first one almost 2 years ago, the Costco version, which was exactly the same, but bigger, and then the Ninja SLUSHi Max. I've also had the fortune or misfortune of testing over a dozen other home countertop slushie machines, so I'd like to think that I have a decent idea of what else is out there on the market, at least at the time of me filming this video. Now, hopefully this video can answer a couple of questions for you. First, can it make drinks for adults? This is a cocktail channel after all, if you kind of look at what's behind me, and we'll see if this can live up to the claim that it can slush 20% ABV, that's alcohol by volume, cocktails. Second, we'll make one of these 2-in-1 cocktails to see if it's really necessary to have 2 tanks and just how this works. And lastly, I'll share with you if I find this valuable and some of the pros, some of the cons as well. Now let's just jump into my favorite thing to do with these is an ABV test. Now the original Ninja SLUSHi had 2 problems, a design flaw in the tank, which made it kind of impossible to clean, and the fact that they advertise that it can make slushies at 16% ABV, which it can't. I not only tested the original Ninja SLUSHi, but many of the others on the market as well to see which ones could. And it looks like Ninja took note of what else was out there, because I noted that the Hycosi machine worked much better for high ABV cocktails, and they went so far as to make sure on their website they compared their machines to the Hycosi and no one else. So for me to run this ABV test, that means I need to make a mix that is 20% alcohol by volume and 4.5 bricks, that's 4.5% sugar by weight. Now, all slushie machines require some sugar, otherwise you'll create ice crystals that are too large, eventually turning into a block of ice and potentially breaking the machine. And I've tried this, it's not fun. There are some 0-calorie sugars you can use, but they are not all the same. For instance, aspartame, which you find in Diet Coke, will not work. Don't try it. I've tried it. To make this mix, I used vodka, which I carefully measured out in a graduated cylinder, water, and sugar. I also added in some neon pink food coloring just to make it look pretty. Since I am human and errors can happen, I intentionally made this 19.5% ABV just in case my measurement was slightly off, because if I made a mistake and it's over 20%, even just a little, that's not really fair to Ninja. If you want the exact recipe and ratios for this mix, check the description, but don't drink it. Next, I filled the machine, and then I just turned it on. This was the time when I started, and I'll put the time code up on the screen right now as well. These ingredients were all room temp and not chilled down at all. After about 50-something minutes, I got the notification that it slushed, and it had. And that's not just like barely, that's like a real slushy texture and consistency, so this gets a passing grade for our ABV test. And I know many of you are sticklers and probably already commenting, you need to test both sides. Well, just for you, here you go. See, it works in both tanks. Now I did run this test yesterday, and here are a couple of the first thoughts about the machine. First, I didn't read the manual or actually do anything. I just made that mix, I put it in, and I turned it on. I didn't select anything. It has something called Slush Assist, and I'm not gonna read you the marketing materials for that, but basically it's like an automatic sensor. I never really understood the point of many of the presets, but on this one there are none. And in this case, just pushing that button on the machine, it worked in kind of the max scenario. Now the second thing I noted was that I did not like this fill area. The original SLUSHi had this same type of tray or restrictor, and eventually I cut mine out with some tin snips. Now that should be in place. You shouldn't cut yours out because it's a smart safety feature, because you don't want to drop an ice cube or a spoon into the machine with that moving auger. But the newer Ninja SLUSHi XL and Max have a better design fill area. My make a plate is when I pull some SLUSHi out of the machine to test it. I then want to put it back in and recycle it, but it gets stuck in that load area. But my first impression on this machine was wrong, because when I went to take that 20% ABV SLUSHi and put it back in, it actually just went right back in really well. So there's a slight redesign here maybe, or just the vast amount of alcohol makes it sort of slide right into the machine. The second thing I liked here was the handle. This is the best handle for any consumer home countertop slush machine I've used. As for the spout here, it's weird, but I kind of like it. But you do need to be mindful of this waterfall design because there's quite a bit of slush in this slushy slide, we'll call it, which means when you release the handle, there's still going to be slush that is sort of in this slide area. So you need to be aware when you get close to the fill of your glass to stop early. Now, the elephant in the room that I have not mentioned yet is this, which is the swirl feature. I first saw this and thought it was a pure gimmick, and it is a gimmick. I don't really like the way those swirl drinks look anyway, so it's not really for me. But all of the Instagrammers that had this machine sent to them or did a sponsored video, at least the 5 or 6 that I saw, cropped out their hands because this is not automated. You just spin the wheel with your hand. And I'm okay with that. I don't think we need some type of spinning or twisting technology. I just wish it had a locking feature because I don't really want to use it. Or when I do, I kind of want to choose to use it. But that doesn't bother me too much. Now, back to the handle here. They actually thought through this quite a bit because if they made the handle like the older ones, this machine wouldn't really work. Because to make a twisted drink, you need to use both hands. You need one on the handle and one on the wheel. So having the handles touching there means you can put your hand in the middle and pull down on both tanks. Now, before we get to the fun stuff, let's talk about some of the basics. When it comes to how this machine performs as a slushy machine for drinks with high ABV, this is going to perform just as well as the newer Max or XL models, probably the same tech inside of it. The Twist has a minimum fill line of 16 ounces for each side and 48 ounces for each tank. That's 96 ounces of total fill volume, but the advertised volume is 144 ounces. That's a whopping 48 ounce difference. Now, all slushy machines do this. They have a max fill line for your mix, and then they advertise the total volume of the tank. A couple reasons for that. First, slushy mixes expand because that's what happens when things freeze. And then because the auger is pushing everything towards the front of the machine, you can never really get the back corner here to slush. So theoretically, if you filled it all the way, it wouldn't work, but I've actually never tried that, and I probably won't try it. But it does seem, and I'll need to double check my math, that the percent difference from the fill line to the volume of the tank is bigger in this machine than the XL. I hope that makes sense to you, but it seems like you're probably not going to get the maximum fill volume out of these. So that number, it's really, in my mind, more of a marketing thing to talk about how big the tank is. Now, if you're considering the Ninja SLUSHi Max, that has a 112 ounce fill line with a tank that holds 150 ounces. So for about $30 less, you can pick up the Max, which will yield you larger batches. Now, that just has one tank, so you can't make 2 different cocktails, obviously. Or better yet, if you have kids, you might want to make one side that's adults and one side for the kids. I think even if you made just a large batch of the same drink, this might work better. There's more surface area on these condensers, and if you had the machine running, for instance, and you maybe pulled out a couple drinks on one side, you can then add more of your mix that you have sort of stashed aside into the machine, and that'll take a while to come back up to temp. It'll come out of slush, but you'd have another side ready to go. So I think that it's a little bit more versatile and a little bit more flexible. All right, the time has come for some cocktails. We're making the Miami Vice, which is, of course, half strawberry daiquiri and half pina colada. And here's something that almost nobody knows that can make you a little cocktail expert. We don't have definitive proof of who made the first Miami Vice or where, but the first reference to it is from the 1987 US Open. And there were 2 different references to it during that event. One says it's a strawberry daiquiri and a pina colada, and the other says it's a strawberry margarita and a pina colada. So that's just a little fun fact for you to talk about at your next frozen slushy party. Let's start with making a batch of our strawberry daiquiri, and I'm using some fresh lime juice here, followed by some fresh strawberry syrup, which I just made yesterday, some granulated sugar, and a whole bunch of light rum. Finally, of course, we need to add some water. I'll have instructions at the bottom of the episode description for the complete recipe to make you 48 ounces. And in this case, I made quite a bit more so I could pull some out, test it, and still have a full batch in the machine. For the pina colada, I'm starting with some pineapple juice. I used half fresh and half canned. Some sugar, and I'm using a mix of white sugar and turbinado sugar. Then instead of using Coco Lopez or another cream of coconut, I'm just using coconut milk. Then we're gonna need to add some light rum. And finally, we are going to need some more water, of course. The coconut milk and the sugar that we just added is kind of like making our own cream of coconut. That way I can dial in the sweetness and amp up that coconut flavor without getting too much extra sugar from something like a Coco Lopez or a Real cream of coconut. But if you love Coco Lopez, just check the description because I have a recipe for a version with that as well. Now, when it comes to serve, you have a couple of options. We can do the original Miami Vice thing, which is half and half on top of each other. And I mean, that's how this drink was created. There was a bar with a slushie machine that had at least 2 tanks. One of the tanks was a strawberry something, the other pina colada, and someone's like, hey, let's just mix them together. It's not really that complicated. We can also attempt to do the vertical split, which is very cool, yet it's a little harder to do. Or we can do the twist. And I didn't even realize till doing this how the density of each one, the thickness of that's gonna change. And I guess it works, but it doesn't work that well. So I messed up on the time here. I checked my phone for the time when I started. And then I went to my office. I thought this was going to take maybe 45 minutes. And after 30 minutes, I came back out and they were done, which I was surprised. And that's fast for a full batch in both sides. Now, these aren't super high ABV, just to give you the details on them. The strawberry daiquiris, 14% alcohol by volume and about 10 bricks. That's about 35% water. And then for the pina colada, 8% alcohol by volume with final bricks around 12. So sweeter, less alcohol. I did that on purpose. If you have kids and you want to do this, you could totally make a non-alc pina colada version. I would probably do that because my kids love pina coladas. And then do an extra boozy version of your strawberry daiquiri. The strawberry daiquiri is also extra tart. So instead of adding acidity to the pina colada, we have extra acidity here to kind of balance it out. Overall, I'm impressed with how quickly it made those cocktails. And because earlier we were talking about filling past the fill line and how I've never tried it, I tried it. Once this thing said it was ready to go, I wasn't ready with my glassware yet. So I just added some more, probably about 10 ounces to each side. The pina colada, it's different than the daiquiri because it increased a lot more in volume than the daiquiri did. But the daiquiri, it came back up to slush within a couple minutes, which is pretty crazy. So in my experience so far, limited testing, this works pretty fast, a lot faster than the original. If it's that much faster than the Max, I don't know because I haven't used the Max that much, but this goes back to taking whatever the technology of the Max or the XL is and then being in a smaller format. So it should chill down faster. Overall, the twist thing, not really my thing to begin with. So I don't really want to give it too much crap for that, not working well. If you're seeing these pictures online, they're probably heavily photoshopped or people are using the same slush that are different colors. But once you start to get into consistency differences, it's going to obviously slide down this thing at a different rate. So it's kind of impossible to get that like perfect looking swirl. So let's try all of these. They're the same, but we'll try them anyways. Cheers. It's delicious. Let's try this one. Equally delicious. It's great. As I'm waiting for this to slush, I picked up my glassware and I found another kind of flaw with this thing is you can't put tall glasses here. You can't put a Collins glass here. You can't put any of these like Poco Grande or Pina Colada glasses. So you got to use a kind of short glass. Even my shorter Poco Grande glass doesn't fit here. So anything with a stem seems like it's not going to fit. That's fine. I don't really care that much. But when kind of hyping up this whole like twisted thing, tropical drink thing, that's kind of a bummer. And there's really no way around that either. What I like about the recipe I shared today is this is like as basic as you can get. We didn't acid adjust things. We didn't use complex ingredients, and it's delicious. It's probably better than any resort Miami Vice you're gonna have. And there's not much to it. I use very cheap rum as well because you're not gonna taste the rum. But when you make it yourself, you dial in the ratios, then you can make something that is delicious at home that rivals even nice restaurants and bars that have slushy machines. Now, I already know the question that people are going to be asking me the most because they've already been asking me, and that's should you get one? That should you buy one because you don't have a slushy machine, or should you upgrade to this over your current slushy machine? And I cannot answer that. It just depends on what you want and what you need. A slushy machine is not a necessity, and you can make great frozen drinks at home with a blender. If I had to choose between a Vitamix or a Ninja SLUSHi, I would choose a Vitamix every time because it's just more than a frozen drink machine. Also, a side tangent here, this whole no ice marketing that they do is so dumb because this is an ice maker. It makes ice. It's like if I was selling you a nugget ice machine and I told you to just add water, no ice required. It's like, yeah, of course. Now, if you happen to have the original Ninja SLUSHi, then this is quite a bit different. It holds more, and you can do higher ABV slushies. Now, should you upgrade for the twistiness factor? Absolutely not. But if you've been frustrated by your original Ninja, then this is worth the upgrade, I think. In fact, that's what I'm doing. I sold my original Ninja for over $100 on Facebook Marketplace. So keep that in mind as well. You can always try to offload your slushy machine to a stranger on the internet. Now, what if you have the Ninja SLUSHi Max or XL? Should you upgrade? Probably not. It's the same technology for the most part, or at least when it comes to cocktails, and the Max actually holds more. So no endorsement from me on this machine or any others, but I will tell you that as of right now, I no longer have more than a dozen slush machines. I have two. I have this one, and I have the High Cozy. And the main reason I'm holding on to the High Cozy is that it really does soft serve pretty well. It whips air into the mix. And if this one did that, which I will try sometime, then this will become my sole slushy machine. And that's for now, because around the corner, there will always be something newer, bigger, and better. And I have an excuse to get a new one because I can make a video each time, and you probably don't have that excuse. Now, if you want more recipes and info on other slush machines, then check out the playlists I've shared in the description. And I have a second channel devoted to all things frozen. It's called Make and Drink Frozen, where I have not been active over the fall and winter. And there's a couple things I think are going to come up on that channel, but check that out if you want more. There's lots of recipes and more on how to use these machines and others, a little bit nerdy. Most of the recipes are high quality from scratch with homemade syrups, but if you want easy, then check out the link in the description to Margarita Man Mixes. I've shared a bunch of those recipes on that channel as well. That's if you're looking for just complete ease. Add booze, add mix, add to the machine, and if you use the link, it'll save you some money and help support this channel. And if you want to support this channel more, you can always check out my Patreon page. Otherwise, see you on the next one.